What up, D News? Man, you're up early.
One 74 is on scene.
On scene.
I'm hungry this morning. I'm hungry. Made a nice roast last night, though. What the hell's this? Oh, they put an AC unit on there? What the fuck are they doing up that on that roof? Morning. Yeah, I have one set, but I always wake up before it, so I'll just leave it on, just in case that one day. But yeah, same's. Sunny as fuck out today. It's sunny today. Upper 60s today, then the rest of the week up 70s. Can't complain. No one would give a shit if I did. I did nick my nose this morning with my razor. That was pretty stupid. Quiet this morning. Liking it. Took a nice day off yesterday. I needed it. Just fucking me and the wife just vegged on the couch all day long. Made a nice roast, which I enjoyed. She ate the veggies. She's feeling better. She just thought there would be something streaming now. Crowder doesn't start for a few more minutes. Oh, it should be starting any minute now. I'm gonna turn that on. Jesus. Fucking don't. Garbage truck in the way. Alright, let's just vacuum. It's out of service, old park here. Let me try and get this Crowder stream ready. How much is gas here? $3.69. $3.69. Still got half a tank though. All right, I'll be right back. All right. Now we're ready for Monday with our coffee. Bother at the house. Yeah. How much is it there, D-News? Where you at? Hello? What the shit's acting weird here. My phone's fucking up on me. Hang on. For some reason, I had the Bluetooth turned down on the streaming phone. I was trying to do shit. Well, Crowder should be playing by now. Did I lose you guys? Oh no. Well, until he starts playing, I guess. We'll jump right to Monroe. Listen to Monroe until Crowder comes on. Since that's where we're heading. I think I'm going to go straight up 23 today. No rush. Car's just parked. Look at this dude. That does not look safe.
35, she has it contained at her side door.
What kind of plates on that? Massachusetts? What's preventing that thing from just sliding out the back of the trailer? Other than that one strap around it. Well, the trailer has signal lights. No window in the back of it. Please don't be turning right here. Oh, you're turning left into the wrong way? It says do not enter, homie. Oh. Okay, your right signal's not working. Yo, Anna. Oh, Clint Eastwood movie, cool.
5821 Park in Memorial Drive.
As soon as this blue car gets by, we're going around this motherfucker. Massachusetts plate on the trailer, but that truck is the Ohio plate. So. Weird.
Central 1487, I'm clear left.
Clear 87. Central 5872.
One other minor issue with this new phone is that for some reason my dash cam app doesn't automatically turn on the microphone. I gotta open the app and turn on the microphone. Not liking that at all. Damn it, I demand change.
Clear.
Crowder's on now. Come on, Crowder. Back to not starting until quarter after. He was hitting it right at 10 for a few days when they first came back. This is typical, though.
Central 40, show me out the office for a moment. I'll still be able to.
Another Alex Jones? Well, I mean, he's just on Rumble. Might as well. shut up. Come on, nah. Come on, Crowder. I don't want to watch it. I don't. How has he even got a notification on YouTube? Wait a minute. Dude. This guy's on the phone.
That is a wonderful sip. Hey, really quickly, just we're coming in right now live on CNN. Looks like there was a shooting, including a police officer, 6 victims in Louisville. So we'll get to the bottom of that, or we'll see what breaks as we do this live. So obviously, you know, people will mock this, but obviously our prayers to the families, all of those affected, because that's all we can offer right now. We'll say, oh, shouldn't we react? No. You know, I'm learning about this right now because CNN just turned on, and that is not a time to create policy. But we did have a lot that we were planning to get to today, and I don't know if we'll still have time to get to all of it, depending what's happening with Louisville. But I don't know if you know this, Mario crushed at the box office.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that was, so that's a silver lining. That's a happy story. Not so happy Riley Gaines was assaulted this weekend, and we're going to put together here, we'll have, and we will not be able to do it on YouTube, so if you're watching, oh, that's right, we're back on YouTube for a little bit.
Oh, come on.
But we're not going to be on YouTube a lot today
We
because
have to.
we haven't figured out the rules yet.
Well, there are no rules. That's
So
the rule.
today, once we do this, we're putting together the definitive transgender hit list, meaning activists who have assaulted, who have committed mass shootings. A lot of you kind of know the science behind
No,
some of the comorbidities that come
they're
with it.
begging
We
for a
actually put
strike.
together
All
the
right,
definitive
I
list
love
so
it.
you can reference it, and you have that kind of at your disposal, which we cannot do on the YouTube. And we will also be talking, of course, about Daniel Perry in Austin, who was just convicted for what the detective and what the evidence said was a rightful shoot, and the governor of Texas says was a rightful shoot in self-defense. But they're railroading the guy. So my question for you is,
So then pardon
what do you
him.
think? My question for you is, ooh, bad grammar right off the top.
It's a rough day.
You dummy, you smooth brain, that's to myself. What do you think the implications are for the country with the rise right now of trans violence and the emboldening of it? We're seeing a lot of it, and I don't expect this to get better unless we start getting a handle on it. And I mean, assessing the scenario realistically, not just under the guise
There you go.
of
I got it.
tolerance. Crucified.
Got it working on Rumble.
Oh, I'm not supposed to feel bad. I'm not supposed to have the guilt, right? But I do. I'm like, oh, just like remember what I did when I was in 14. Right, but I do. I'm like, oh, just like remember what I did when I was in 14. You know, 8th grade when I was 14. And the pictures I looked
14th
at.
grade.
Are those the worst of the offenses?
No, they're not the worst of the offenses.
Certainly not.
No, I did some stuff during the 30-hour famine at youth group to the church orange juice that frankly could have killed people.
Lucky.
Yeah, and you know him, you love him. We'll be talking about what's going on in Austin, so he came out. We're always happy to have him in third chair. You can go to madmaxworld.tv to watch him. We'll be broadcasting from here today.
Hey, Aglos.
Alex Jones, how are you, sir?
It is always great to be here, my friend.
And you even came in with your own headset because you don't like headphones.
That's right. I mean, I'm ugly enough, so I
Get
don't.
off my phone.
I look like Princess Leia with headphones. You look good with yours over there.
Well-
and hey, I've not sliced my nose open today.
That's true. Did it heal up nicely?
Yeah.
Did you have to go to the doctor?
No,
No?
not that bad.
You just did a little the tape?
Mhm.
Yeah? Oh,
Good.
And you're not sick?
No, I was sick when I was here last time. I feel very good today.
Good, yeah, he was sick as a dog.
But I couldn't miss this. The biggest show of political talk out there.
Well, we appreciate it, and yeah, last time he was like, he came in, just so you know, last time I was sick, I wasn't trying to be rude, not shake your hand. I didn't know what I had. It's fine. It's fine. He's a very thoughtful guy. He's a teddy. It doesn't hurt your image if I say you're a teddy bear, does it?
No, thank you very much.
You're a nice guy. All right. So before we move on to all of this,
Before we move on to that,
oh god,
China's about to invade Taiwan, but nobody goes for it.
what? Wait, is this Chiron?
Is this
Well, you know, it's been. I mean, this has been festering for a while. Do you mean there's actually been like?
They've encircled it, and they say they're ready to go. And the word is they can start a blockade basically in the next few months, and that leads to war. I know that's not on the hit list. Just thought I'd mention it.
Well, that's in the next few months, Alex. We're talking about today.
Yes,
We'll have months to get to it.
you're right. War with China, little or
No, of course we're going to get to it, Alex. All right, this is a great start Monday. No, we talked about that actually when Ukraine-Russia happened. You know, a lot of people don't realize that depleting our reserve, depleting our stockpiles, when there actually is a United States national interest, when you understand, you know, the security of Taiwan, considering how reliant we are on them for chipsets.
80% of the chips.
Yep, that's
Something like 80% of the world traffic goes through that strait.
Yeah.
It's a serious thing, but I know that's for when World War III officially starts next month.
No. Okay. Please. All right.
This is like the tailgater from World War III.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Just all hanging out, having some beers.
No Bud Light.
No Bud Light.
England. By the way,
Boy, they committed suicide.
I know. Or seppuku.
Have you seen the video of the woman that was their PR person? She said, I took control of Bud Light the last year, and I just thought this would energize it, make it glowing and new and loving.
Yeah. Shut up. How much you want to bet that in her Bud Light can was White Claw?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a hard seltzer kind of lady.
She also said, I gotta tell you that the ads were offensive before.
Oh, yeah. No, of course.
The masculine ads?
Yeah. Well, Budweiser used to have the Clydesdale. Bud Light, they had the Bud Light ladies.
Yeah.
And now we have penises. We have with ladies.
Well,
penis.
ladies and
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, because you wouldn't. Why would you want to appeal to your target demographic?
But again, it's very obvious that Mulvaney is trolling everybody. I mean, it's crazy comedian.
You think so? You think it's an Andy Kaufman?
Oh, it's 100% Andy Kaufman.
Really?
Oh, I bet not.
I haven't heard this.
Is that so, Bill Hicks?
Well, Quarring's been saying it a while.
You see, Mulvaney faked his death.
That it's a troll.
I think mine have became Bill Hicks. I mean, Alex, yeah.
Oh, the internet with conspiracy theories. All right. So on that topic, before we get to everything else, here is a woman, who thinks doesn't understand the actual definition of blasphemy.
If you're a homophobe, get off my f***ing page.
Okay.
If you're a transphobe, get off my f***ing page.
Done.
If you're a racist, get off my f***ing page.
Well, that's just
If you think it's cool to threaten people with the idea of hell, get off my f***ing page.
Yes, I am doing blasphemy. Yes. And I am ready to go to hell.
Well, if that was Jesus, I'd be sitting there with the crowd of Pontius Pilate yelling, "Crucify him!" But the good news is, that's not.
Hey, if it wasn't bad enough to have Mulvaney as your spokesperson, see sales take 70% in just 1 week. Now we've got people blaspheming Jesus on Easter. Great idea, Bud Light.
I don't even think it's blasphemy. It's just someone dressed up as Jesus.
I know, but I'm just saying.
We're not Islam, Alex. I mean, come on.
No, Alex isn't. The point Alex is making is valid, but I don't think anyone here is a Christian's offended.
I'm not saying we want to like stone to death or
No.
burn him or hang him at the soccer stadium.
Right.
All I'm saying is the left, this is their target demographic. Literal 1 to 1% freakazoids.
Yeah, no, I think so too. But I think they misinterpret like Christians get like we're not offended at that. It's just lazy. It's like, yeah, remember there was a Bible burning challenge that was happening?
Yeah.
I remember going like, well, fine, you're the one going to hell. Like, you know, your wish is your command.
No, I mean, I want to be clear. I think you should be able to do whatever you want under free speech.
Yeah.
But I have a right to then say that that'll make me dislike anti-Christ products even more.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
I'm not sure that was an official sponsor.
I don't think that was an official
I don't remember
sponsor.
Christ ever saying Bud Light.
No. Would have
But that's who they're targeting. Well, Jesus
Yeah.
did turn the water into wine.
Why? Now we're on the same
And in the name of Jesus, I want to drink some liquor.
We'll have some afterwards.
Wait.
Nice job, Gray
Distill
Transportation.
Yeah,
I don't think
water.
Ass hat.
Hey, I didn't get up at 3 a.m. Get out here.
They didn't put
To
vinegar
get
on
to
the
South
sponge.
Texas Studios here on the beach.
They put crushed ice on the
This is
sponge.
awesome. I right on the beach right here.
Can I have a drink of water? It's like, pah, push ice, spike them. The curtain just tears and reveals cores.
Yeah.
Banquet. All right. By the way, this is a live show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, and you guys can watch on. There's still 1 month free a month. I guess there's one more week free.
Yeah.
This week and into next week. LiveWithBetter.com/month for the Friday show. The Apollo show starts today. Well, you can go. I don't know if you can watch it. Okay, let's get to Mario here really quickly. Are you a Mario fan? Would you play it?
Yes, I was not a huge video game guy, but from about the age of 8 to about 12 or 13, I was a huge video guy, and that was the game that I, would dominate, win it over and over again and literally spend sometimes 5-6 hours eating Hot Pockets and honey buns and drinking gallons of Coca-Cola.
That must have been before you were anti-Monsanto.
That was before I was anti-Monsanto. No, but I mean, seriously.
There's not a chemical that exists in nature in that diet, Alex.
Well, I was also taking mushrooms while I was doing it.
Oh, really? Wow.
At 8.
Yes. No, I'm
In the arcade.
No, it's a joke. I don't think I ever took mushrooms while playing Mario Brothers, but I have taken mushrooms.
Yeah, you just do it one live broadcast.
Well, once.
Once, you said, right? Once.
I've done it with Mike Tyson.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, yes. Yeah, oh, gosh.
Mike Tyson goes, come to my house, we'll do the toad tomorrow.
Yes.
I love it. It crush you.
You got a prior engagement, Mike?
Yeah, I know.
I was a little intimidated by that.
Oh, I can imagine.
Mike Tyson's actually an intimidating person. He's not that tall, but you can tell it's just solid muscle. He gets out of this murdered out black Rolls Royce. He's like, hey, take my mushrooms with me. I got told at home.
That sounds like I've had literal nightmares that start that way. So here's something, good news though. Mario Brothers just set a global opening weekend record for animated films.
Nice.
$377 million on a $100 million budget. And let's, I think, we have a clip actually from the film.
I got this. No problem.
Come on, Mario! Our big adventure begins now! Get it out!
All right. Do we have the Leguizamo clip? We have both of them?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we'll run the other one first. So here's the thing. This is a good example of there's a disconnect between the critics, between the average viewer, right? We have Pixar and Disney. Remember Lightyear?
Yeah.
That took in,
Terrible one.
I believe it was $200 to make. Did it take in, how much did it take in globally?
$200 million. Yeah.
200, what did I say?
You said $200, which would have been.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Bring up overlay B, CNBC. $200 million to make. And how much did it make? Its domestic opening.
5.6 million.
That was its global opening?
Global opening weekend. 85.
Global opening?
Yeah, not so good.
And Mario did 377 million?
Some would say that's more.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody knows it's going to be in.
We're at the border.
Trying to manipulate people into fitting their agenda. It's not about the consumer. It's about artificially manipulating the market so they can fit.
Jesus,
And this,
come
I'm
on.
sounding like you.
No,
They can artificially
that's
create their own vision.
So exactly, the banks have weaponized the media like a kamikaze. It's going to be destroyed, but it's a weapon. So they don't mind destroying the NBA, the NFL, all these things, just to get the agenda in. Because once the central bank digital currencies are in, and once they have those ESG
Hey, dirty
systems
dog.
where everything is tied to your behavior, it's market the beast. Totally
Crowder's got
controlled.
Alex Jones on.
They don't need to do anything with soccer because it's already there. So the Mario Brothers movie, though, by the way, this is a good example. It's not even necessarily anti-woke. It just shuns the idea of trying to be woke. So obviously the voice actor, Chris Pratt, who's a known Christian, I believe he's more conservative. He said this is the soundtrack to your youth. You don't want someone to come along and cynically destroy it. I fully understand that. You do not want that to happen. And by the way, critics did not like the movie. You can look at the contrast. Critics had 56%, whereas the audience had 96%. Let's read a quote here from a critic. Said, "It's a fan service above all else, regressively so." This is Eric Marchand. Structuring a threadbare story around iconography linked to source material just isn't enough. It's a video game. And by the way, it's not even a video game with a real story when you go back to it, okay?
A series of books.
It was
Mario RPG, I don't think.
I mean, can you have 2 hours of, sorry, Mario, the princess is in another castle. Whoa, shit, what are you going to do? Like, it's just...
Like that's more the reason they're starting to develop a story on a clean slate. And
Right.
in fact, I'm going to go take my daughter to it. She's 6. I'm going to check it out because everybody knows that Pratt is not even really conservative, but he's not a communist. So people also go because they know that, and it shows what people are hungry for.
No, you're absolutely right. And I think really, you know what, you guys, share the Rumble show, by the way, out there. Hit the share button, or the Rumble button, whatever it is, I don't know. But I'd love to hear from you. Comment below. If I think conservatives out there, you're not necessarily looking for just a hard right or right-wing content conservative. You just want to know that you're not being sucker punched.
Right.
When you go into a studio, like when I do stand-up, or I'll have openers who are not necessarily conservative, they're just not anti-conservative.
Yeah.
And they say this is the best audience just because I know that I'm not going to offend people all the time.
Well, it's actual comedy. It's not a vehicle where people go over that.
Right, exactly. I have people who are, I wouldn't say liberals, but sometimes people open who are just kind of down the middle, and I'm like, oh, this audience is great, it's fun, I don't have to walk on eggshells. They just want to know that you're not going to go out and go, aren't Christian conservatives stupid, right? There was a comedy witch hunt when George W. Bush was president.
By the way, people know there's a backlash. Joe Rogan's new club, The Mothership in Austin, sells out like $600 a ticket every night. And I've been there a few times, and the whole thing is basically anti-establishment. So the worm has turned. And sure, I was there earlier, you were there earlier, before everybody else kind of got on board. But I think that's a sign, a canary in the coal mine for the left, that, hey, your studios are collapsing, your brands are collapsing, your force feeding isn't working, you need to give it up.
Well, and actually, speaking of that, in trying to force feed him committing his own career suicide, really kind of a self-inflicted wound from John Leguizamo, he was complaining about the casting not being diverse enough and went through a whole woke tirade. We have a clip from John Leguizamo.
Stop it right there.
I think we actually have.
I think that's the wrong one.
It's easy to confuse. Right clip.
No, I will not be watching.
Oh my goodness.
They could have been with a Latin character like I was groundbreaking and they stopped the groundbreaking.
Yeah, I was groundbreaking.
That's the inclusion.
They messed up the inclusion. I'm going to include a lot of Latinos in the pets too.
Technically, Latin comes from the Romantic language of the Romans, and so Mario Brother, he is a Latin character.
Yeah, if you want to get technical about it, but I'm hoping that they're going to do a menu number 3 with a cover me in mushroom sauce, burn me alive.
How the hell does he think he was groundbreaking?
I was groundbreaking in making the shittiest films of all time.
Betty Bob from the Bronx.
Yes. I remember as a child watching. The Pest was the movie that made me realize I could just, because when you're a kid, you like every movie. And I saw The Pest with John Leguizamo, and I said, this is so bad, I'd rather do anything else. And then, or it was before or after, I don't know the sequence, the same with the Mario film that he did. I'm going, what is that? Wait, that's King Koopa has a blonde what's going on in this way? They're not even blonde. What is happening? It was so bad. And the worst part is the lack of self-awareness. He thinks people are like, yeah, like Leguizamo, it should be more like your Mario film. So let me give you a few fast facts here. Again, not diverse enough.
It was nice. Me and the wife just chilled on the couch all day. I made a nice pot roast. Thanks for the message.
She makes Larry Bird look ethnic, and she was voiced by an actress who's Argentinian. Another fact, Bowser, I don't know this, is a dragon in a turtle shell, and this movie is based off of an 8-bit video game. And another key fact, which interested me and showed you how out of touch John Leguizamo is with the average Latin American, CNN pointed out some startling statistics regarding viewership of this film.
Also a racial element here. Look at this. What share is Hispanic? 41% of Mario filmgoers were Hispanic versus just 8% of the U.S. media. So the fact is the U.S. media is not representative of the people who are actually going out to see these films, and that's why I think we're seeing this very large size.
By the way, 39% of them were just using the film as a babysitter. But look, progress is fair.
Exactly.
I had when I went to a movie and it was a rated R film. Whoa. And you'll see a lot of Latin Americans have kids running through. I'm like, really? At The Ring too? It's a hateful 8.
Kids will sleep well.
Come on, I want a more Whopper and Gobstopper and Stancia.
Or do you end up like number 7?
What? Hey, we're watching Hannibal, okay? So, actually, here to discuss this and more, we have Super Mario in studio. Wow. Thank you for being here. I guess MAGA Mario is that how you identify now?
Hi, Stephen. Yes. I don't understand the controversy.
Okay. Well, John Leguizamo said that your film is not diverse enough. Do you care to comment on that?
I am from Italia.
Yeah.
It was made in America. It's diverse.
Yeah, okay, I guess that kind of makes sense. You know, it's kind of a global in a positive sense. It settles it for me. Alex, do you have anything?
No, I just think that you're a hero to children everywhere, especially for the people that are into psychedelics and the mushrooms.
Yeah, oh, that's right. It's the mushrooms. What kind of mushrooms?
Yeah.
Do we know what kind of mushrooms that he's on?
What is wrong with this man?
I don't necessarily know that either.
What's wrong with you, Mario?
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's just,
you know what happens if you take those? I was just joking. You see interdimensional elves, demons. Where do you think the big monster that you're battling came from? It was you taking it. You're living in a hallucination. You've had a psychotic break.
This man needs help.
Yeah, okay, all right. That's it.
No, you need help, Mario.
Okay, let's just, this is, yeah,
You
you're
damn
good.
drug pusher.
You're
Get
good.
the hell out of here.
Okay, all right. Well, you know what? We've learned our we've learned our lesson.
Did you just cuss at Mark?
Yeah.
He's a drug pusher.
He is.
He's a left-wing pervert. Look, if that ain't a pedo mustache, there ain't one.
Okay.
That guy driving around a white van in your neighborhood?
What do you think the mushroom stands for, Stephen?
Yeah.
Where does it occur in the
It's
human
the
body?
Give me the mushrooms.
It's a lovely Mario. Always be polite. That's the only rule.
Put your hands in the back of my van. Take those mushrooms, my children.
I didn't think it was weird that he had a paneled van. I thought Mario could, why don't he just transport himself?
He was like trying to give kids some candy out in the parking lot?
Yeah, well, I don't necessarily. I think that was just role playing. I don't necessarily know what's going on there. But we spare no expense with the wardrobe. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button, comment, all of that, because it helps with the algorithm. We were suspended from YouTube for the first week, and of course, this is going to happen again. Hold on, Alex.
Really quickly. So
before that, it's MadMaxWorld.tv,
yes.
right? It's where you're not streaming later.
Not at noon Eastern. Not at
correct.
No, not at all.
Not at Infowars.com. Not at MadMaxWorld.tv. That gets around the censors and links. Do not go there.
No.
Do not watch me host from your studios and run on the wall and get a
No, exactly. He's unemployed. He doesn't do a show at noon at MadMaxWorld.tv.
So
we have breaking news on
just
Louisville.
an update on the Louisville thing. If you want to bring up the CNN feed here, the shooter is dead. They took the shooter down. We got word that a few minutes ago.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Guess what? A good guy with a gun showed up and shot the shooter. I don't know if I assume it's a police officer at this point, but we'll find out later. So 5 dead, 6 are taken to the hospital. There's one officer that was killed, I think, so far, and one officer that's injured. But we don't know how or why or what is going on quite yet. So we'll keep you guys updated as.
Well, here's the thing, and this is like there's a lot of speculation.
It's like
People
every
say,
weekend in Chicago.
How about you don't react impulsively and emotionally? Here's the thing: whether it was a police officer,
Every weekend.
or whether it was the shooter themselves committing suicide. Either way, this person was stopped with it. It's the only prediction that we can make that we know will be correct with 100% certainty. The shooter was stopped by someone with a gun. Maybe a knife, but I doubt it.
Yeah. By the way, pull up if somebody can find it, pull up the David Hogg tweet about the people, good guys with a gun stopping it. He actually said that line and said that's stupid. If that was the case, then we would fight fires with flamethrowers. We need more flamethrowers. Not realizing that that's exactly how people fight forest fires is with other fires. There's a picture of a guy with a flamethrower.
I found that out when I remember younger. I was going fight fire. Don't you fight fire with water? And then someone said, actually, let me explain to you about controlled burns. I was like, oh, you know, we really do fight fire with fire. But again, I would learn. I wasn't an arrogant, chinless prick.
I remember like 15 years ago reading an article about they ought to, I think it was the Texas Tribune or something. They need to ban the Mexicans setting fires down in Mexico. That's going to burn things down. No, that's why they don't have the fires, because they, quote, rake the forest like Trump famously said. They made fun of them.
Right.
It's the same thing in Europe. They do controlled burns. Then they use
all the time.
They use the ashes then to plant crops because that's what they need to grow.
That's important for topsoil too.
Absolutely.
But that's why when a lot of people are surprised, I say there are actually more trees right now on Earth than in recorded history. It's because we've done a lot of work to preserve trees, but we also haven't taken into account the idea that trees, often those fires, they rage and they take down entire forests, and we've stopped them entirely.
By building fire breaks. Roads are natural fire breaks.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
In fact, that's statistically true. There are more trees now in 2023. I think it's like 30-40% more than when
they started keeping records.
Yeah, exactly. It's insane.
Well, a big part of it too is because we've become more efficient with farming, right? Everyone had their own farm, so they would have to clear for farmland, and now not everyone is a farmer. Some people live in cities, but also we're far more efficient. We can yield a lot more from the land. So yeah, that's another fact. I don't know how we got here, but yeah, more trees than ever in recorded history. Oh, David Hogg. Yeah, that's right. I love that now. He's 18 now, right? Yeah, so is Greta Thunberg. So you can make fun of them. Remember we got suspended on YouTube for making fun of Greta Thunberg?
I think she was 17.
She was 17.
Come on, man.
The internet is in a very different place. Does anyone out there comment below? You remember the Olsen twins countdown clock? Back at Emon's World or something awful. They were like, when they were 17, it was when they, and by the way, just so you know, before, at the time, I mean, the Olsen twins are my age, right? So I think it was like teenagers who were like 19 and 20 going, oh, the Olsen twins are going to be 18. It was a joke, it was satire, but now you can't even tease Greta Thunberg when she's up there asking us, how dare we?
Remember why I got suspended on Twitter? It wasn't for the reason they later expanded and exaggerated and basically made up what I said. It was because I confronted Oliver Darcy, the minion of Brian Stelter.
Yeah, he was at the Blaze, and then he was at CNN, or he's still at CNN.
And then he's waiting to go to the committee room. There was, by the way, the committee attacked me by name. They wouldn't let me in. And I say, how dare you go around and try to police me and be off the internet? Now they're trying to get me off Twitter, man. That's really un-American. And they said I bullied him. That was the final strike.
Yeah, exactly. You bullied him by confronting him and just trying to remove
We
him.
have the David Hogg picture.
Oh, do we have the David Hogg? Let's bring this up.
The only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. Well, if that's the case, why don't we just replace all our fire extinguishers with flamethrowers?
Well, and then they say the right is reductive.
The truth is, backburning, this is like controlling fires. Backburning involves small fires along with a man-made or natural fire break.
There's a guy with a flamethrower right there. Just
high quality, highly rated. That's the whole point of an advertisement. It's like, we have good tires we make. They've been rated really good for your car. You want our tires.
Right.
It's like he thought it was like some weird conspiracy, a straight sale to people.
Right. Because it's not like he's profiteered off of mass shootings. He doesn't show up every time there's a camera, even though you're talking about the shooting that took place.
And the new big fundraisers that he does nothing with.
Yeah, exactly.
wait, didn't he launch a MyPillow competitor?
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes.
No, it's MyPillow Biter. And it did not do very well.
He really did.
Yeah.
Good pillow.
It was a good pillow.
I think.
Yes, it was
Oh,
good pillow. And it didn't
liberal.
work.
It's the good pillow. That's what it was. The good pillow.
Yeah, nothing like being a commie bastard that actually tries to make money off of people selling a product.
Well, then he found out, I remember his tweet, he was saying, it's really a lot harder running a business than we thought, so we're not able to do this. Guys, you don't know how much work goes into this. Everyone who dislikes you does.
Because we actually weren't.
It's fair. All right, so hey, here's tomorrow, by the way, tomorrow is a special installment. It's actually, we don't need to necessarily run the teaser, but tomorrow, we're going to be discussing Muhammad Ali. It's going to be a super video uploaded on location.
Yeah.
The untold history. A lot of you believe that Muhammad Ali was an anti-right wing. He was an anti-war leftist activist. And you may not actually know the truth about Muhammad Ali, how he changed and evolved later in his life when he rejected the teachings of Malcolm X and the Nation of Islam and actually campaigned for Orrin Hatch and Ronald Reagan.
Wow.
And actually had a very close relationship with Donald Trump. So he went from racist liberal activist to conservative, compassionate activist later in life. And I think it's a story that a lot of people have not heard, so that'll be uploaded tomorrow, and there's a lot of that's gone into it. And let me tell you this right
Live
now.
right on Lake Michigan in western side of Michigan.
Because it is the definitive hit list in response here to, I guess, sort of in relevancy to Riley Gaines being assaulted. A lot of you see this and you feel like you're getting tired of seeing these stories because it happens ad nauseum, but I often try and think of, okay, what is it that you, right now watching, listening, really could use so that you feel as though you're equipped? And I think you probably would like to have a laundry list, right? Have an actual definitive list of these assaults, when they've been committed, who committed them, so you can reference them at will, and also understand maybe why there is some science behind the fact that these assaults are being committed at a disproportionate rate from the transgender leftist activists. So the problem is, we cannot do this on YouTube. There's no way. We had 2 strikes, technically 3, but only 2, and we were suspended. We just got back on here. We have not heard a response from YouTube yet as to why, so they can suspend us at any given second. So
it's like sticking your ding dong in a light socket. You cannot talk about the holy church of transgenderism.
It's science.
My question is either how small is your ding dong or how large are your light sockets? Because either one is gross.
I have the largest micro penis in North America.
I mean, you can at least could you use a gumball machine? You got to use a socket. All right, so right now, hit share if you're on YouTube, like, comment if you want, but right now we are going over. It's still going to be streaming free, loudofgutter.com/month, or you can head on over to Rumble. It's free month by month. The show
Sure,
has
that
another
shit
full
it says
2
on the
hours.
screen.
Hour and a half to go. We just can't do it on YouTube. Transgender hit list if you're watching on YouTube. Right now, let's hit the button for the YouTube. I guess I won't see it, will I?
You will not.
Okay, it's there. It's there. So we just stopped YouTube streaming. So it's directing people to.
No, I heard you talking about that, and I think to point it out, you can just say, sorry, the next 5 minutes we're not going to be here, and don't just leave an hour in, routinely just leave for like 5 minutes, then say, oh, sorry, it's only over here, then you'll convert the entire audience.
No, we do that when you're on all the time.
Yeah, we want to see YouTube viewers go down like Ed Rooney's attendance rate.
Yeah, no, we have to do it. We have the YouTube dump button, which just dumps YouTube.
No, I know, I like that.
But today, I was telling them, this whole segment, it's necessary, but it's like navigating a minefield. I'm just not comfortable even trying this on YouTube. Anytime you do the trans stuff, let alone something definitive, they will ding you, they will suspend you. So we're not on YouTube right now, so you can, you don't have to worry about it. Not that you need to worry about it, but
He's not.
Something else you're about to say there, Joe?
No, we're good. I just wanted to confirm we're actually off of you.
Yeah, can you guys
We are off.
Okay, but it's still up there, left points.
Oh,
and
I missed
heard about this weekend. Riley Gaines,
Yeah, she's feeling better. The wife is.
And also an activist was assaulted Friday at San Francisco State University. We have a clip. Good throws, interversals by both fighters.
These girls are right into it.
Who is this?
Fox. On your knees and that's it. Falling, Fox.
I apologize. We're having problems with clips today. I believe we have the correct one.
I got a lot of people trying to run
This is the actual.
This is a call. I don't care whether it's San Francisco or Austin, Texas, or anywhere. It's like, oh, that's the group that's being bullied. No, they cry that they're being bullied all day, so they can be the vanguard of the Democratic Party to go out and attack us.
When people try and say, "Oh, it's civil rights," it's just like the Civil Rights Act. Yes, because we all remember before blacks had the right to vote that they were getting commemorative Bud Light cans. For crying out loud. We all remember that they were getting Nike sponsorships. Actually, that may have
media is force feeding this to break down civilization, and later if we have time to get the whole equation of why they're doing it. But we've cracked the code. They want to get us ready for human-animal hybrids, multi-human chimeras, where it's like two dads, two moms. They can already quote make babies. They're like them, but they're not really the same chromosomes as humans. So they're getting us ready for designer humanoids, and so they're just getting us softened up with 2 men can have a baby, 2 women can.
Yeah, it's making men and women fundamentally interchangeable, and that destroys the fabric of society. And if you're watching right now on Rumble, by the way, smash the Rumble button, because if you come over from YouTube, it just helps the algorithm there. So the president, by the way, of San Francisco State University, do we know if this president didn't condemn the violence? I know that they praised it as though it was peaceful, but it was Jamila Moore responded, sending out this email praising, quote, free speech and peaceful protests. It said, "Thank you to our students who participated peacefully in Thursday." Hold on, let me see. I'm proud of them.
This is encouraging, just like the White House press secretary saying our trans youth are strong.
Hold on, so let me read the quote, because this is when you see what happened there. It said, "Thank you to our students who participated peacefully in Thursday evening's event. It took tremendous bravery to stand in a challenging space. I am proud of the moments when our students demonstrated the values of free speech and the right to protest peacefully." Yeah, this is the issue, right? This is, and by the way, that same president.
What'd you send, dirty dog?
On Twitter. So this tells you where they're coming from, and it'll bring us to Daniel Perry, right, when we're talking about judges, when we're talking about DAs. This seems relatively inconsequential, but today's presidents of the universities become tomorrow's circuit judges. They become tomorrow's DAs. This person right there is not... Are they lying? I don't understand. Are they filling you in on the truth that a woman was assaulted by men who dress like women?
And then she's saying you were brave to go do this.
Yep. Right. That's emboldening them.
Just like the clips that I played on my show Friday, Tucker played it Friday. All these clips of Democrats officially not apologizing, not saying they're sad for the dead kids in Tennessee and the 3 dead adults, literally saying, no, we reaffirm that we're being bullied and we're going to stand up and we're strong and you better watch out. And we're going to take over capitals and do all the rest of it. And then if you try to put us in jail or even expel us, we're going to flip out. I mean, they're literally bullies that are normalizing, bullying us and attacking us because, quote, they're protecting the trans group.
Oh, they can get away with it.
The trans group has the highest level of suicide and death.
Alex, don't give away everything that we have here.
I mean, yeah.
I didn't even know all that.
They can have the sources. You're right on everything, but I want to make sure people can reference it.
Yeah, and they chased her into a room, basically, and held her there
Then
for
demanded
3 hours.
money.
Yeah.
And actually said one of the people said if she wants to leave, she can pay us all $10.
Oh, so extortion?
Every person there. Yes, exactly. So that's peaceful, right? They ran into the classroom, turned off the
I guess that's not extortion. That's
kidnapping.
Extortion, kidnapping, ransom. Yeah, because extortion would mean that's kidnapping.
Kidnapping with ransom. So like,
Yep.
how do you not address that and say that's not how you protest?
Yeah.
Chase somebody.
Oh, the control burns, yeah.
Group, so we've got to let
They made them stop doing it in California. That's why California has all its fires.
You let them open the door a little, and
Even the power companies were doing them along their transmission lines. And they made them stop it. So that used to be a natural fire break right there, the high voltage transmission lines, because they clear the forest for those. Oh, nice little spot there, asshat.
Or drive over.
And look, DA doesn't put you in prison if you do the other thing and take the clock and say, dirt nap.
Right. Nope, you're exactly right. Here's the thing. Gaines actually addressed the situation.
Marked it.
We'll go through the list of all the most recent assaults that come to mind. Address the situation Saturday.
Well, first of all, nothing has happened to the people who assaulted me. The campus police did nothing. The dean of students was there and did nothing. There will be no repercussions unless I have something to do with it. I will be pursuing legal action. These people need to face repercussions. And I was barricaded because after my speech, an ambush of people entered into the classroom, turned off the lights, they attacked me. I got escorted out of the room and immediately pushed into that room that we saw on the video, and I was trapped in there for 3 hours.
So here's something you all know about the suicide rates, 42% or 19 times more likely, depending on which study that you're necessarily using. But a lot of you may not know that criminality increases, by the way. Criminal behavior, not only criminal behavior, but when you combine criminal behavior with comorbidities, meaning anxiety, bipolar disorder, severe manic depression. So this is a study actually that says females to males. They said, but not males to females had higher risk for criminal convictions than their birth sex controls. They're 6 times more likely to be convicted of an offense than other females. They're 18 times more likely to be convicted of a violent offense. So this is something
because they're men.
Well, they're turning into men. And this is the same thing. Here's the thing. You have high suicidality, right, of course, for both groups. But we all know what happens. For example, you've talked about xenoestrogens, right? You've talked about things in the water supply. And by the way, the left and the right kind of agree on this, that there are these forever chemicals. To what degree? Sometimes it's maybe overblown. We can have that discussion. But when you alter your hormonal patterns, and particularly if you're a woman and you're injecting testosterone, we know the harmful. And by the way, the same thing with men. If you bring a man's testosterone levels down and you increase estrogen, these act as neurotransmitters. These create all kinds of behavioral issues, and the data shows it. So we have the data, right? That's to give you the point that empirically, and then anecdotally, because you will hear the left say only X% of mass shooters are trans. Well, they make up less than 1% of the population. Comparatively, when you look at the criminal behavior and you look at the incidents that have been occurring at an increasingly violent rate, which, by the way, will not be measured. They will not be measured by local crime data, and certainly not in the federal level. They have no interest in doing this, just like when they stopped recording the victims of racially motivated crimes. You still have the perpetrator, but not the victim. They won't be able to give you those numbers. So what you have to do is extrapolate. Okay, this is what we see happens chemically. This is what we see happens in the data when you put people through transition. Criminality increases, violent behavior increases, suicidality increases. That is irrefutable. Everyone agrees on that. Even the left says, oh, they're only killing themselves. They're only doing this because you're pushing them to the brink of society. No,
if you're giving someone hormones that they're biologically not designed to even receive.
Right.
And everybody knows that a woman can be super nice and friendly and great, but on average, women that have gone through menopause, most of them will tell you, I was crazy for 3, 4, 5 years. They have described, as scientists and researchers and psychologists, that men transitioning to females, women even worse transitioning to male, even though they're not technically a male, taking the testosterone, literally have like psychotic breaks.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times they also have, quote, psychological disorders, obviously. So they're on serotonin reuptake inhibitors, and they're on all sorts of other drugs, and then you get this totally whacked out.
Well, here's something else to give you an idea. What would happen after my surgery, my testosterone levels plummeted because obviously there's trauma, there's painkillers. Yeah. But I've also had times in the past where because of stress, right when my thyroid was acting up, I have a little bit of a thyroid issue, and that creates effects like depression. If you look at the effects of hypothyroidism, which is very common today. Because a lot of people don't get iodine or they don't get the right kind of salt in their diet. It's very common for people to have thyroid issues. Fatigue, lethargy, depression, and they often end up treating it psychiatrically rather than, that's why I always say to people, before you take a pill, I'm not anti-medication, get your diet and exercise in order, get your body weight to a level that's healthy, get your sleep in order, and have your hormone levels checked before you do anything psychiatrically.
Well, listen, I woke up yesterday morning and I was kind of down, and it happened a lot, but I was depressed. And so I told my wife, I said, hey, I'm going for like a 3-hour hike. And I went on the Greenbelt, and I hiked up and down some hills and hiked around by the streams and felt totally awesome once I got home.
Yeah.
And I feel great right now.
Yep.
So there's countless studies, as you know, for some of the new listeners. Folks, exercise is on record the #1 thing, especially out in nature. You can just walk around the woods, walk around in the fields. It's what you're designed to do. Gardening's great.
Gardening?
Gardening's awesome.
One of these things is not like the other.
Did you just expect us to let that go?
Yeah. I'm trying to picture out there in a beekeeper's hat and rubber gloves. Do you garden, Alex?
I don't do a lot of gardening, but I do some gardening with my children as they grow up. But no, there are a lot of studies and statistics that's just as good as forest bathing or going to the beach. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
That people that do it, gardening outside.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And you're designed to do that.
Of course.
That's what's built.
I mean, there's a multitude of factors, right? And they'll say, well, some doctors will say, well, there's no proof of going outside. Okay, hold on a second.
He said, fuck that red light.
Right. It's the same thing. Knitting. And
human improvement, right? The mind-body connection.
People are meant to be doing things.
Yes, exactly. But also, doctors might say, oh, there's no proof of going outside. Hold on a second. Is there proof that vitamin D levels being lower can decrease your immune activity?
Right there is proof. Vitamin D.
Vitamin D.
Sun.
And then you add to it, what about being outside, fresh up? What about cardiovascular activity? What about lowering blood pressure? What about strenuous activity? Is there some? In other words, you can study all these things
like all the studies show a
individually.
dog. People live longer that have dogs, better immune systems.
Yep.
But you also feel like it's your baby, so you're needed.
But these are individual issues, right? And so when you look at the FDA, they go, well, we can't say that going outside. No, but we can look at all of these other markers that we have. Now, we've given you the biological issue with trans. Okay, now I want to go through. How many do we have? Do we have 6, 7, 8? I don't know how many of these mass.
Does Joe Louis feel like maybe a girl?
Joe Louis? Well, he is neutered. He has been neutered, but no, he still is. He's still all man. You know what's funny? I mean, you're a dog guy. You know what? Let's go back to this afterwards. I want to actually talk about dogs. Have you had both male and female dogs?
No, I've only had male dogs.
Okay. Yeah, you know, I actually find them a lot easier having had both. Male dogs are easier. They're kind of exactly more buddy, just kind of jovial, hanging around. Whereas female dogs are the ones who are actually more protective,
more demanding,
more protective, more selective. Actually, there might be better guard dogs, like for children. Sometimes female dogs. Yeah, having both of them, you see it. And by the way, if you think that gender is a social construct, go and have boy-girl twins. I get to see them grow up at the exact same stage and see how different they are. Okay, so let's go through these lists of the transgender shooting activists here. This just happened actually again last week in Colorado. You may not know this. A male to female trans individual was arrested for planning to shoot up a school in Colorado. So that's one that was thwarted.
Well, I think it was by the parents too.
Yes.
I think the parents actually had the terrible task of turning their son in.
Yeah. Well, and this is the issue, right? People say, oh, red flag laws. Yeah. And you go, well, hold on a second. Is there due process? This is necessary. But if we're going to talk about looking at mental health markers, how about there are only 2 demographics that have a 42% or 19 times likely suicide rate than the general population. I know what you're thinking. Oh, maybe back in the day, American slaves? No, not even close. Maybe Jews and Auschwitz? Actually, still not even close. Only transgender individuals, and some stats would show paranoid schizophrenics. Nowhere else. Here's another one that you probably know, Nashville. We'll go through this list. All references are available at loudercredit.com. This obviously happened. Audrey Hale, 6 were murdered at a Christian school only a couple of weeks ago. Here's a brief clip to, jog your memory, and then we'll keep going on the list for some ones that you may have.
All right, I'm definitely going to set up desktop stream today. It's going to be busy as fuck. So there'll be portions where I may not have anything playing in the background.
Of her face when she's it's
so here. I'll let this turn around. There we go. Yeah, so try to be patient with me. I'm gonna try and keep up with you guys, but I hope it's busy. A lot of phone calls Thursday and Friday, so and obviously I took Friday off to go to the hospital. All right, guys, I'm gonna close it out. 1 hour long drive. I took the longer route just so we could listen and chat, but not many people made it. Hey, D. Johns. Okay, that's what that link is? Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll play it. Yeah, I got it on Telegram. I'll play it. So, yeah, we'll play all that. I'm looking probably 11:15, 11:30 Eastern time. We'll be back up. Hopefully you get a notification. Thanks for riding with me, y'all. Peace.